Hi, I'm Vikki Hill. I'm Project Associate for Creative Mindsets here at University of the Arts London and Thinking Teaching Associate Lecturer, and I'm delighted to welcome Dr Theo Gilbert, who is the Senior Lecturer in the Centre for Academic English and School of Humanities at the University of Hertfordshire. Welcome.
Thank you, Vikki.
Hi. So we've just been talking a little bit about your work that's based on compassion. And we were speaking about Paulo Freire and how he was interested in developing a kind of pedagogy of love. And I was wondering if, as a sort of starting point, whether we could think about that in terms of love and compassion and a kind of pedagogical approach, and also sort of tying this into the key themes of the Creative Mindsets project. Thinking about building a growth mindset, resilience, and a sense of belonging. So can I just ask you to maybe think about, tell me your thoughts about kind of how a growth mindset might fit into your thoughts about compassion for students?
Well, if we're thinking about how students might be motivated and equipped to contribute to solving the problems that face what we are facing as world communities now, both locally and globally, then that growth mindset is very important, and it doesn't stop. Sometimes it doesn't even begin in some aspects with the curricula as it is. Wasn't it Freire who said that the oppressed, and let's think about our students now as under tremendous pressure to pay hard cash, with rising suicide rates, people accusing them of being a snowflake generation, as though we could all write them all off in one go. They are under a tremendous amount of pressure. So we could say that in some aspects, students are living through periods of oppression when they're at university, and it isn't the fun and joy it was, planned to be. And Freire says that the oppressed will always be oppressed. If I remember rightly, he said they'll always be oppressed because they are so resourceful at being able to somehow struggle, cope, and keep going, while some of our students aren't. And we've seen that tragically in the news. But in terms of compassion, which is, as I said before, the noticing of distress to yourself or others and then doing something about it, there's a whole science, as I was saying before, that could build on this. We have to be careful, I think, about talking about love to institutions like HE, who will ask, what has that got to do? I mean, in generations to come, we'll say, what an extraordinary statement, but what has that actually got to do with learning what's being offered on the curricula? But we know now that it has a great deal, at least in terms of compassion, has a great deal to do with being able to downregulate the system in a group and be more open to taking risks and allowing others to take risks too, and assuring them, even in non-verbal ways, that they are safe to take those risks, that they will not be ridiculed, they will not be thought of as less articulate than anyone else, they won't come out with a wrong answer when there is a right answer. All those sorts of things are set up by teaching students about the micro skills of compassion. And you could say then, if you were looking at that, that is a loving culture. And children thrive in loving cultures, and they learn the values of their parents. And we know that when AI is developed, it's going to learn from our values like a child. So in that sense, we need to be on top of what Freire says and work on a culture of compassion in which to optimize, to maximize efficiency of learning. And one way to do that is through compassion, the science of compassion.
Great. Thank you very much, Theo.